I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Oh, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Oh, I'm blessed. Kings shall come to my oh, I'm blessed. Everything I oh, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Oh, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Oh, this day begin well. So I'm gonna end it well in praise and worship. A lot has happened, but I choose to praise, praise the Lord. Oh, my soul. Praise. I choose to count my blessings. And that is health, good health of body and mind, peace of my loved ones, good health of my loved ones, like we are not overwhelmed by the cold and everything. Homa haijatulemea na haitatulemea. Free and declare that cold is not our portion. It will not overwhelm us at all. And tutathrive. Itatupata na itupite. And that the weather will be good even for my son's activities, which are coming up on Friday. It's a sports day, and I'm asking God to give us good weather, good enough for us to be outside because it's an outdoor activity. And I choose to raise my hallelujah and to declare to my enemies that it will not work. Bringing me down will not work. It cannot work. Kunisemea mabaya haitawak. It's not gonna work, by the way. I choose praise. I choose to praise. I choose to praise. I choose to praise even when I feel weak. I choose to praise even when things are not making sense. I choose to praise the Lord because He's mighty. He's mighty. He's mighty, and He's good. God is able to do what He says He will do. So I'm going to make dal, mixture of onion spices for my family and for myself because I'm feeling really exhausted. I know my body is exhausted, but I choose to heal my body because job the mob, kazi ni mingi. Cleaning the pieces part of my ear. Keep saying it. And it's not that it makes it untrue, it actually makes it true. So I'll put I put cinnamon, and I put turmeric. I'll put ginger and cayenne if you can find it. If you can't find it, I'll put black pepper. But I have paprika, so I'll put paprika and black pepper. So this is called fiery honey. That's black pepper, a little ginger. I would put so much because this will be consumed by the whole everyone in the household. So just put, these ones are not the turmeric and the cinnamon are not, they're not peppers, so they're not hot, so I can put a good amount. So the ones I have limited are the what are these ones. Let me do a highlight. So I'm doing fiery honey or fire honey. The lights, let me turn this camera a little bit. So I have a full gallon of honey, this one. So I've put half a jar, this is a glass jar, a reused jar, honey. Then I've put paprika, I've put cinnamon and turmeric. I know it's backwards. I've put black pepper and ginger. This is Ceylon turmeric, this one. And then the only other thing I'll add is lemon. So also if you're there and you need honey, if you're in Kenya that is, and you need honey, we have Samburu Mountain honey. It's available, and I have a lemon. Lemon is enough. This is orange juice. I think I also have blended orange juice, but for now let me just put fresh lemon. So when you add lemon, you have to store it in the fridge so that you prevent fermentation. Otherwise, you can leave it to stand. Now, because I want to add that extra zest and also to help with the absorption of turmeric. This turmeric absorption improves in the presence of vitamin C, turmeric and black pepper. That's why we put them together. So that's it. Oh, yeah, squeezing out the lemon into the jar. I had not realized that it wasn't recording. There. And then I'll use a spoon to mix. It's also good for the gut, but you don't take it directly, you dilute it in water. So to consume it, you take a cup like this one, because I need to take a little from, and you put like a teaspoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon, and then you add warm water. So my warm water is this. And because it's honey, it's pretty cute. I like how the colors in my house look. Like the dispenser is green like this. The fridge is not a different color, so it will look like this. It's an immune booster. It's very sweet, but very nice. I like how the orange and the lemon gives it like an extra zest. It's tangy and sweet. And the other spices are not so strong, so you can make fire honey. Another option is making a golden tea or golden milk. Almost the same ingredients, but in milk. If you don't, you can use whichever, what do we call it, solvents, if you can say solvent, like to digest the, no, to dissolve the spices or to hold the spices. You can either have milk or water. I like the one with water. For adults, for kids, you just mix those ingredients in milk. I'm feeling quite much better, honestly speaking. I'm feeling better. So, wow, that's messy. Today, I was to do a master class on gut health. That's what you're saying. Things don't always go as planned. But I decided instead of feeling bad about it and moping, to just be productive. Proactive is debatable. So be proactive and a little bit of something active, like keeping it and pressure. Because I can sit and knit, I can sit and read, I can sit and write. But I know that cleaning, like putting things in order, will somehow uplift my energies. I also know I need to sleep, so yeah, I'm not ignorant of that fact. But before I sleep, let me try and put a few things in order. Basically clear out the sink, because when I came home, it was pretty clear. And then we had dinner and utensils that fell, like lots of utensils. I also need to pack the food that was not eaten into the fridge. So yeah, there's a little bit of time, things that I need to do. Guys, kindly like the video. Kindly, I know you might be new here. Just double tap the screen. It goes a long way into helping our channel. We are a newly monitored channel, so we don't even receive the first check, but I know we will because you are double tapping the screen. So let's wash some dishes and talk a little bit about gut health. And also, like, this is mainly for me, by the way. It's for me. This sharing is for me because I also want to record my thoughts as they come. So I'm doing a 12 lesson series on gut health. That means I will do 12 full lessons in video format to begin with, and each lesson is like 90 minutes to begin with. Then I know for some platforms I'll have to cut down the time, but for this one, for the first season, I'll do 90 minutes for each session, each lesson. So I want to start with, thank you for giving us a thumbs up. I want to start by looking at the physiology of the gut. Just how is the gut, how is it physically? How is it physically from the mouth, like the length? You know, we sometimes don't understand that the gut, like the intestines, are really, really long. And so food takes like 3 to 6 hours to move from the mouth to the rectum or to the anus, where you actually get to expel it. So I want us to look at the physiology, like from the mouth, it goes to the esophagus, it goes into the stomach, food goes to the digestion, starts in the mouth, continues in the stomach, then it goes to the small intestines where now absorption happens. Then after the small intestines, food goes to the large intestines, and it's a long process because remember the small intestines are really coiled. So one thing I need to check is the actual length of the small intestines. Then after the small intestine, food almost now like the fiber now continues to the large intestine, and there it's mainly just removal of water. Most of the nutrients are already absorbed by the time food is getting to your large intestines. But even the large intestines, there's the ascending part, there's the transverse or like the plateau, and then there's the descending, and then now the food descends into the rectum, and then it's expelled. Oh, not the food, the waste or the fiber, the roughage. For example, I remember when I was pregnant with my first child, and we went for this new parent seminar, and we were being taught to massage the baby's stomach in an inverted U, or rather an N, but really an inverted U. I don't know why they preferred saying an inverted U, and it's what I got. So we massage in an inverted U direction, and it's from this side, from the right to the left, and it's an N. Okay, let's say an N. Inverted U sounds fancy. So you massage the baby's stomach, especially if the baby has constipation. So even if you have constipation, you massage your stomach from the right to the left in an inverted U shape, right? And then you keep going, you keep doing that, because now you're somehow moving the food from the small intestines into the large intestines. Maybe there's some food that can be pretty heavy on fiber, and so it's hard for it to move along from the small intestines to the hard intestines, and that's when you have constipation. Okay, I know my camera angle is not so good, but I'm trying to use my hands as I use my brain. So the idea for massaging the stomach, especially for young babies who mostly have constipation, with even introduction of breast milk, and again with the introduction of complementary feeding or like natural food that we actually consume. So if you have cases of constipation, stomach massages are really advised, as well as exercise or movement. And so you find someone might be constipated because they sit a lot on their desk, but when they move or they do exercise, that's why you have exercises to foster digestion, exercises to relieve back pain, because sometimes back pain is attributed to poor digestion. Did you know that? Back pain is attributed to poor digestion. Welcome, moving hills. Yes, I have had a really good day. I'm just wrapping up and being useful here to myself and to you, mostly to myself, really. So, the gut, the food is moved along by a process we call peristalsis or peristalsis. It's like the squeezing of the gut muscles
It's like the heartbeat of the of the small intestines. They move like a heartbeat. They squeeze in, squeeze out, squeeze in, squeeze out. Or like how you breathe. I think these movements are they are very similar. Things move in a very similar way. The heartbeat, there is a systolic and diastolic. The same when you're breathing in and breathing out. And then the same for movement of food in the gut. And interestingly, all these things are involuntary. You don't tell the heart how to beat. Okay, you can increase your heartbeat, maybe like you're running or swimming or exercising or scared or frightened. Your heartbeat will increase. I'm not neglecting that, but normally we don't really remember to tell the heart to beat. It just beats on its own. And so those are involuntary actions. You don't remind yourself to breathe. Do you know how difficult it would be if we were always reminding ourselves, I need to breathe, I need my heart to beat, I need to swallow my food. Okay, yeah, swallowing, yes, but I need to digest the food. That would be really, really hard. So, all these involuntary actions that happen, and they mostly relate to the systems in the body. The body has like 8 systems. There is the circulatory system, there's the nervous system, there's the immune system, there's the digestive system, there's the breathing system, there's the urinary system, there's the lymphatic system, it's for waste. There are several, there are like 8. There's the neural pathway, or like the cranium and the spine system. There are several. We learned them when we were doing this nutrition and also some of biology in high school. So we learned all these systems and how they work together. So now we will be looking at the digestive system. So when you're looking at the digestive system, of course, we will have to understand the physiology of the gut. So what I was trying to describe, from the mouth to the esophagus, from the esophagus to the stomach, and there are some splinters there which affect, like someone who has acidity or gas and stuff like that. It's because that, or like belching, those things, it's when the stomach is really, really full. And now you have to, like when you've overeaten and your stomach is full, and now there's some excess gas that need to be removed. That's when you belch or you have gas. All these things, they just don't happen at random. They happened because there's an input, or yeah, input is a good word, and then a signal is sent to the brain that says the stomach is quite full, we need to release some air. So the air can come from the mouth, which is the entry point, or from the back, the anus, which is the exit point. So understanding the physiology of the gut, because sometimes we forget, we're not conscious. Of course, again, because I said those actions are involuntary. Once you swallow the food, most of the remaining actions are involuntary until until you need to go and poop. And sometimes, depending on how and what you ate, that pooping might come involuntarily. Like, for example, for really young children, like neonates, they poop without their control until those muscles have developed. So, swallowing and excreting are the only voluntary actions that we can control, but the rest are involuntary. We don't control absorption of nutrients, you don't control elimination of waste. You just find your bladder is full or your rectum is full, and now you have to go and excrete that waste. So that is the process of digestion. From the mouth, you input food, and again, there's also a signal that is sent to the brain. When the stomach is low, the energy reserves are low. A signal will be sent to the brain, indicating that this individual needs to put in some more food. And most times, sometimes we ignore it, or sometimes we fulfill the need, and we find that the body now gets used to sending that signal. And it's true, yes, the stomach expands depending on how much you eat and what type of food you eat. That's why you have bariatric surgery, where people are trying to reduce the size of the stomach because it has enlarged in size due to their food consumption habits. So yeah, there's a lot. As I said, this is for me. I just want to record my thoughts and filter them out so that as I get to start the real sit down recording of the video, I have already aired out my thoughts in record form. So yeah, food has been consumed and then it goes to the mouth. You start the breakdown process. It goes to the esophagus, you swallowing, and then it enters the stomach. Digestion continues, absorption of glucose happens there, some lipids and some proteins, and then the other micronutrients, the absorption starts in the small intestines. Most of the absorption, other than glucose, and alcohol, sorry, yes, most of the other things are absorbed very below the stomach lining. And so that's why some foods are restricted and others are encouraged. When I say that this is a low glycemic or high glycemic food, I mean how easily will the sugar be absorbed? How easily will the sugar be absorbed, as well as the lipids and the fats and the protein. So food that has a lot of fiber, say like arrowroot, will take longer for the breakdown of those molecules until now you break down the molecule until you get the simple carbohydrates, which is glucose. So you're breaking down some complex carbohydrates slowly by slowly until you get the, you break them down slowly by slowly until you get glucose. So there, that's the process of digestion of carbohydrates, there's the digestion of proteins, there's the digestion of fats and lipids. That's why we have high density lipoproteins or lipids and low density lipoproteins. There's a lot of terms. That's why I need to think about the best way to simplify it. Yep. So wait. Digestion of the individual components. There are also things that are called enzymes and hormones that aid the digestion of food. For example, for carbohydrates to be broken down, we need amylase, which is an enzyme. We need what else? I think I remember amylase. Then for lipids, we have lipase, and for proteins, we have different enzymes that digest individual amino acids and break them down. Alcohol is broken down quite easily. Okay, not quite easily. It requires a lot of energy to be broken down, but the alcohol molecules are absorbed easily through the epithelium, the stomach lining. Wow, I feel like I'm back in my anatomy and physiology class. How do I simplify these things for the common man? I will get away. Then, now we look at the physiology, then we look at the gut-friendly foods. For example, this is mala or maziwa lala. Lala basically means milk that has been let to stand for overnight. Like, lala is a Swahili word that means to sleep. So So basically, when we started consuming maziwa lala, ilikuwa maybe like it's milk that was left standing overnight, and so it went bad. And someone discovered that if you let it go, if you let it stand or put it in a gourd for like 3 days, the lactic acid breaks down further and actually becomes sweet. And then if you put sugar, or sugar mostly, it becomes even sweeter. So that's how maziwa lala became. And then it was commercialized. So this one is Brookside. Brookside is a milk producing company. And you know, maziwa lala is a little bit more expensive than milk, but not as expensive as yogurt, because it's different probiotics that are used to ferment maziwa lala. Now these ones, with the labs and everything, they did the analysis, they found, they identified the specific microorganisms that make maziwa lala, and the ones that make kefa, the ones that make yogurt to be yogurt, and so on and so forth. That's why we have yogurts that are called probiotic or something like that. That means they have the live microorganisms, and you can use them to make more of that individual product. For example, you can use yogurt that is termed probiotic to make more yogurt with the milk that you have. Yeah, so I'm done with the first washing. Now it's time to rinse. I'm really happy with myself that I've been able to do that. I wasn't 100% confident that I would be able to wash the dishes tonight. And that's why sometimes I just put these things on camera and talk. So mostly for my baby. It's not about you. It's not about the recording. For my brain, I don't think simply I will continue. So here we are. Honey tincture is done. Utensils are almost done. It's really a good video. Someone wished we had this doing. I'm glad the standards should be pretty good. So let me try this one. I also need to have a very easy way for people to sign up for the marketplaces. And then I will find out better platforms other than YouTube, because YouTube is so common. I know it's a pretty good platform, but it's very common, and people might not feel the value for the money to even send them what. There are many like Vimeo, so I'll find out which platforms I can record from that are not really YouTube, because people are so used to YouTube for vlogging, and they forget that people still share pretty serious content on YouTube. So I'll find out how I can share the content on video platforms like Vimeo or Zoom videos, Zoom record. I need to pay for Zoom Professional, so I can be able to record the videos and share the links only with the paid participants, with the participants who are paying for the master classes. So there are many solutions, but I will find out more about them. Yeah, so you for joining me. I know people didn't come on the chat. I'm really glad because I'm seeing. I'm literally done. Then I will wipe out the counters. I will wipe the counters. And then soak the kitchen towels. That's also how I get set for the day ahead, because tomorrow is another really busy day. It's also the day we do laundry. Tomorrow is Thursday. This week we are late with one day, because the first laundry was done on Tuesday instead of Monday. So I have soaked some clothes. I think I need to soak more, so that it is much easier. Fewer tasks to do in the morning, so that I can settle down early and batch create content on the master classes. I'm also learning a lot from other creators. What is trending? What are people asking about? And I know. One thing I know for sure is that once we sort the gut, once we sort gut health, we get to sort a lot of things. And so I'm hoping to either do the first recorded class tonight or to early tomorrow morning, like maybe at 3 a.m. It's pretty quiet at that time. Very quiet at that time. So let me see. I can't believe I'm done. I'm done with the dishes. Guys, I'm done. I finished. Hongera kwangu. So glad. I'm really so glad that I was able to do that. And because it's not fun waking up to find dirty dishes in the sink. And I'm trying to get my son ready. I can't find his water bottle. Can't find anything. Oh, he didn't wash the dishes. So this is just one of the things that he was learning. Is that my baby system? Let's pretend your sink, brush the shoes. Can't believe I did it. I'm so happy. I know it's funny, but I'm happy that I washed the dishes. But a win is a win, and I'm taking this really good. So, I'm trying to scrub down the sink. With hard water, it's really hard to make the sink shine. It shines our best. It shines us as much as far as it's clean. Doesn't really have to shine. Today I chose a semi-official attire, so on top it's very formal, but I'm in yoga pants because I really needed to be comfortable. But still, somehow formal. So I'm done with that sugar. I'm done. I'm done with the dishes. The portion that needed to be washed tonight is now washed. So in the morning, I can start with different things. So for now, that's it. I had made ugali and chicken for dinner. It was not, we didn't eat all of it. This needs to be packed somewhere in one of these posts as it is, because we can't put a plate in the fridge, but you can put black containers. So yeah, mostly we use US time for our work. So this was like a commercial break. Then I go back to work. And I don't think you can hear, but in the background, my partner is still in his meetings. He also took a break for an hour. Now he's back. So more power to the grind. So it's ready for finish. Just put it. Forget to put it there. There's still a few things on this side. Now, thank you guys for keeping me company. Bye.